Welcome you all to our channel Mind Mapping. Hope you are in a good state of mind and cheer. For you, today we have taken a concept-based mathematical topic, polynomials in one variable and zero polynomial. Let's discuss. What's a polynomial? Polynomial simply is an algebraic expression. And remember, a polynomial has finite or definite number of terms. A polynomial having one term is called monomial. So monomial is also polynomial. And a polynomial having two terms is called binomial. So a binomial is also a polynomial. A polynomial having three terms is called trinomials. And similarly, a polynomial having four terms is called quadrinomial. And a polynomial has a finite number of terms. So what's a term? So we have taken an example 5x square. Okay. So what are the components? What are the conditions? What are the factors of a polynomial so that a term is said to be a polynomial? So let's discuss. There should be a combination of three concepts or three threads. There must be a combination of three concepts or three factors, three components. What are they? Now look at this x. This is the variable, the flexible friend or changeable friend. And look at this 5. This is the cooperative or supporting friend that we call coefficient. And now look at 2. That is the exponent or degree or power of x. So three things: variable, coefficient and exponent. When all three conditions satisfy, the term is said to be a polynomial. So 5x square is a monomial and it is also a polynomial. So let us cite or let us discuss some examples we have written here. Please look at the first series. Polynomials having one term. So I have written here three terms: 2x cube, 2x square, x. So all are polynomials. All are one term. Here is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. Here 2x cube, it satisfies the conditions, three conditions. 2 is the coefficient, and x is the variable, and 3 is the exponent. So it satisfies. So it is a polynomial. Here x is the variable, and 2 is the coefficient, and a2 is exponent or degree of the variable. Here x, we can write 1 x power 1. So here the variable is x, the coefficient 1 and degree is 1. So x is a polynomial. So these are one term are monomials and these are polynomials. But look at the right side. These terms, whether the terms satisfy the three conditions of a polynomial or not. Now you look at cube root x. So we can write x power 1 by 3. So here the variable is x, coefficient is 1, but the degree is a rational number. But dear friends, dear students, please remember the power of the friend, the exponent should be a whole number. It may be 0, the lowest power, the lowest exponent should be 0, but it should not be a rational number or negative integer. Okay. Now it is a rational number, so it is not a polynomial. It doesn't satisfy the condition of a polynomial. Now look at here. Is it a polynomial? Please check it. Here variable x, coefficient 2, or exponent, that is negative integer, and so it is not a polynomial. Now look at this. The 1 by x, so we can write x power minus 1. So here that is variable x, coefficient 1, but exponent negative number, negative integer minus 1. So this is not a polynomial. So please remember, the exponent should be a whole number and the lowest whole number is 0. So please come to the second row. The polynomial having two terms that we call binomial. So we have taken three examples for you. 2x cube plus 2, 2x square plus 5, x minus 2. You see, here is a term and here is a term. So let us discuss the two terms. First term, the coefficient 2, variable x and degree 3. So it is okay. And here 2. So 2 is a constant. So can we say it is a polynomial? So let us check. So 2 variable is x and degree 0. Now that is 1, 2. So remember, x power 0, x exponent 0 is 1. So 2 in 1, 2. So 2 is a constant polynomial. So two terms, they satisfy the conditions of a polynomial. Similarly, 2x square, x is the variable, 2 is the coefficient, and here 2 is the exponent. So this term satisfies. So 5 is a constant polynomial as we discussed, like 2. And x minus 2, here x is a polynomial and minus 2 is also a constant polynomial. We can write minus 2 x power 0. So this is a constant polynomial. Okay. Now look at the second row, the right side. 2 root x plus 3. So is it a polynomial? So let us check. So we can write 2 x power half 1 by 2 plus 3. Now see, the first term is not a polynomial. Why? Variable x, coefficient 2, but the exponent, this is a rational number, not a whole number. But 3 is a constant polynomial, it satisfies. But the first term is not a polynomial. So that expression is not a polynomial. Similarly, compare this. So 2 here, x minus 1. So variable x, coefficient 2, but exponent is a negative integer. So it is not a polynomial. But 5 is a constant polynomial. The second term satisfies. But the first term doesn't satisfy the conditions of a polynomial. So let us discuss this one. So 1 by x, we can write x power minus 1. So here the variable is x, coefficient 1 and exponent minus 1. That is a negative integer. So it doesn't satisfy the conditions of a polynomial. Minus 2 is a constant polynomial. So you see, so these are the binomials, but these are not binomials, or we may call polynomials, but these are not polynomials because of the exponents. The exponents must be the whole number 0, 1, 2 and so on. Then the polynomials having three terms. Now look at 2x square plus x plus 5. Now Here the variable x, exponent 2, sorry, coefficient 2 and exponent 2. So it satisfies. And x is a variable. Here x is the variable, coefficient 1 and degree 1. And 5 is a constant polynomial. So three terms satisfy the conditions of a polynomial. So this expression is said to be a polynomial. Similarly, 2x square minus 6 minus 1 satisfy the three conditions of a polynomial. Each term satisfies three conditions. Similarly, 4x cube, 3x square plus root 2. Here root 2 is a constant. So root 2 is irrational number that you know. So we can write root 2 x power 0. So root 2 is a polynomial. 4x cube is a polynomial. X is a variable, 4 is the coefficient, and 3 is the exponent. 3x square, x is the variable, 3 coefficient, and 2 exponent. So all three terms satisfy the conditions of polynomial. Now look at the right side. These are not polynomials. Why? So you see, this satisfies, and 5 is a polynomial. But here the question, 1 by x, so it is x minus 1. So here the variable is x, coefficient 1, but the degree is, or the exponent is minus 1, negative integer, it doesn't satisfy. For this, it is not a polynomial. And look at this. The 2x square minus root x, 1. So it is a polynomial, and this term satisfies, but this term, so we can write x power half minus. Here, the coefficient is minus 1, variable x, and degree is 1 by 2, is a rational number, is not a whole number. So it doesn't satisfy. Similarly, this term doesn't satisfy. We can write 3, we can write 3 into 1 by x square. So 3 into x power 2, x power minus 2. Now variable x, coefficient 3 and exponent minus 2. So for this term, this expression is not a variable. Now we discussed monomial, binomials and trinomials. So these are polynomials and these are not polynomials. But now come to the constant polynomials. This is very important. Now we have taken some examples. So here 0, the number line 1, 2, positive integer, minus 1, minus 2, negative integer. So we can write minus 2 as minus 2 x power 0. So minus 2 the coefficient, x is the variable, degree is 1. In all cases you see highest degree is 1. So remember, the highest degree of a constant polynomial is 0. So here 2 is a constant polynomial, 2 is the coefficient, x is a variable, and degree is 0. But one thing here, 0 is also a constant, is an integer, it's a non-negative integer, non-negative or neither positive, neither negative. So 0 is an integer. So it is a constant, and when 0 is called a constant polynomial, you see 0, x power 0. So 0 into 1 is 0. And the degree of the 0 polynomial, so it is called 0 polynomial, the degree of the 0 polynomial is not defined. So this question was asked in CBSE exam 2023. Okay. So 0 polynomials. There are two concepts. First you see, when constant is 0, that is called 0 polynomial. So we write 0, 0 is the coefficient, now 0 is the coefficient constant, and x is the variable, and degree 0. Every term, each and every term must satisfy the three conditions: the coefficient, variable and exponent. Now it becomes 0. So it is called zero polynomial and degree is undefined. This question was asked. Now consider another term 2x square. Here 2x square is a term, an algebraic expression. So x is the variable, 2 is the coefficient and exponent is 2. It satisfies the conditions of a polynomial. So it is a polynomial. But here is a condition. If the coefficient which is denoted as a, we denote as a, when the coefficient becomes 0, so what will happen? Now it will be 0 into x square and the result will be 0. Because this term turns into or changes into a zero polynomial when a becomes 0. So you might have seen in a book there is a condition a is not equal to 0. If a or the coefficient is 0 or becomes 0, then the term turns into a zero polynomial. So there are two conditions for zero polynomial. It has many uses in our algebra. We shall study later. Hope your concept is clear about polynomials and zero polynomials. Okay, in our next class, we shall discuss linear, quadratic, and cubic polynomials and their natures and different characteristics. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to watch our next videos. Thank you all.